As the discussion over removing statues of Confederate leaders continues, other monuments are being desecrated across the nation. Some of those include abolitionists, Ulysses S. Grant, and Gandhi. But it doesn't end there. In Delaware, monuments of slain officers who died in the line of duty have been vandalized. Here to discuss this further is Republican gubernatorial candidate for Delaware, Julianne Murray. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you very much for having me this morning.
Before we get to your campaign, I want to discuss this issue because it's become a very hot button topic. You're criticizing current Delaware Governor Democrat John Carney for staying silent on the desecration of police memorials. What sort of justice would you like to see happen?
Well, it's a fair question, and I guess it comes from the fact that I'm outraged that these monuments are being desecrated because it fouls the memory of these people who have died in the line of duty. And for Governor Carney to say nothing about it is just wrong on so many levels. And he is, in fact, the only thing he has said about law enforcement has actually been criticism instead of standing behind our current law enforcement and also just protecting the memories of these people who died in the line of duty. It's just so sad and so wrong.
And absolutely, it has nothing to do with some of these Confederate leaders. These are police officers who died in the line of duty, as you mentioned. Switching gears now, you were the first person to sue Governor Carney over his coronavirus shutdown orders. And the governor recently announced a delay of phase 3 of reopening Delaware. However, what would you say to those who think it could be a good idea of delaying that since some states are seeing an uptick in coronavirus cases?
Yes, I was the first to sue him, threw down the gauntlet to protect the individual rights. What I would say is I think we have to be cautious about talking about the uptick in numbers. They've increased testing. There could be an uptick. I think we need to be looking at hospitalizations and fatalities. And so in Delaware, we're nowhere near capacity. And, unfortunately, I think at this point, the coronavirus testing and numbers has become more of a political issue instead of really about public health. And I know that here in Delaware, people are very, very disturbed by the restrictions of our individual liberties.
Great point. And as previously mentioned, you are running for governor. What do you want people to know about your campaign?
That I am, I'm an attorney and that I've been fighting for almost 10 years over the constitutional rights of Delawareans, and that, I want to do that as their governor. I am much more direct, much more outspoken than any of my opponents. And I am the one who is best situated to go head to head with our current governor. He has to answer for our poor economy, our poor education, and the governmental restrictions that he has imposed. And, I'm ready. This is a lawsuit that turned into a candidacy, but it's legitimate, it's viable, and I'm ready to fight for Delaware.
You mentioned the economy. So as that issue continues to develop, it's an issue that many states are looking to revitalize their economy. So what sort of policies would you implement to get the state back up and running?
Again, I love the question. Thank you. And this isn't just a COVID-19 issue. Delaware economically was in difficult straits before COVID-19. There's three big issues. One is we have one of the highest corporate tax rates. We have very high energy costs, and we have high regulations. Those three things really need to be addressed. We need to start attracting businesses back to Delaware. And if we can cut those big three, I think we would be much more attractive. We have beautiful beaches here. We have a beautiful state. We need to get the businesses back, and we need to put effort into the small businesses because they are actually where the majority of the jobs are going to come from.
And lastly, where can our viewers go to learn more about your campaign?
Don't you love the signs behind you? The website is murrayfordelaware.com. That's MURRAY for Delaware.com.
And for our viewers watching, you can see the link at the bottom of your screen. Julianne Murray, thank you so much again for your time and input.
Really appreciate you having me. Thank you.